Hey everybody, I hope this little message finds you well. I just wanted to give you a little overview of what's going to happen for this week's class number 4. It is an asynchronous class, which means you can pop in and out of the Moodle at times that are convenient for you. Monday night, I absolutely will be online 6 to 7 in your time zone for office hours. I'm happy to stay later if you need me to. I just ask that you let me know if you'll be coming after 7 p.m. Eastern time, because if not, I'll go upstairs and give the kids a bath. But I'm happy to be there, so I want to make myself available for questions and so forth. So feel free to do that. The way this is going to work this week, in your class outline that you clearly opened, if you're watching this, you had the link for it. When you go through that, I want you to start at the top and work your way down. The videos that I chose are short. I kind of adhered to the research on how long a video should be to keep the viewer's attention. And there are a total of 4 discussion forums in the Moodle, and you are required to respond within each forum. So the first forum is on PE metrics. It was an activity that we were going to do last week, but we just ran out of time, which is totally cool. And within that forum, I want you to answer the questions, and then you have to respond to at least 3 peers' thoughts. If you're one of the first ones submitting to the Moodle and there aren't 3 others, then you would just pop back in a day or so later to check. The next 3 forums are all related to standards-based grading, which you can think of as proficiency-based grading. And it's how we grade students within the system. And I chose some different videos around that. And then there are 3 different forums, so there's different questions in each forum that you answer. I don't have a length. It doesn't have to be at least this amount. I just want you to respond in a thoughtful way, and then I would like you again in those forums to respond to 3 other posts by peers. You're welcome to respond to a lot more. A lot of times that is what happens because people find it so interesting. Feel free to share what it is that you find really interesting about someone's post. In your role as leaders in the leadership coaching component of the PE Crew course, keep in mind you're also invited to critique, disagree, and just practice the skills, the leadership skills that you all discussed early on in this course, best ways to do that. So I'm not worried about anybody in this group, but just really model, hear other people's points of view, consider it. If you disagree with it, it's okay. And so you may push people's thinking forward, and they may reach a new conclusion of which they might share in the forum later. So those are the 4 different forums that you're required to spend time in over the next week. Another thing that I'd like you to do, which you'll notice on your outline, is think about your pairs for assignment 4. So when we meet back in a synchronous class in 2 weeks on April 27th, assignment 3 is due, and next week's class will give you a lot of information to do assignment 3, but also a draft and outline of assignment 4. So you should be beginning to work in your teams. A team is a group of 2 or 3 people. I want to offer you the opportunity to choose a team member or team members if there are people that you know and you feel comfortable working with. If you don't care who you work with, or you don't know people well enough to feel like you can reach out, just send me an email and I will create the rest of the teams. And that will be your team that you're working on for that assignment. So I think that is pretty much it. I encourage you, we did our best with the technology this week. Some of you were able to have Google Hangout working properly, and some of you were not, and obviously you're not being assessed on your ability to get that going. There maybe you just want to use the telephone and both be working from a Google Doc Live. Oh, I wrote on my I'm reading to my daughter's preschool next week, so now you all know that. So you can You can choose Skype, you can choose Google Hangout, you can choose the telephone. Just really try to find something that will work for you and your team, and try to find something that some technology that's going to make it easy and inexpensive for you to conference call with people when you are working in leadership coaching roles within your districts upon completion of the course. So you'll also notice, related to the leadership piece, in some of the questions in the forum, it speaks to that. So you'll be asked a question, and then about now as a leader, a phys ed leader in Vermont, so on. So we're really always trying to tie in not only the content of the course, but also the dissemination and leadership skills that you all will be using. So that's this week. I was going to talk on video about standard-based grading, but then I saw one that was really professionally done, and I thought done very, very well by an expert, somebody whose work I read a lot about, read a lot on in this area. So I hope you'll find the clips interesting. Obviously, read the required readings and view the clips before you answer any of the questions within the discussion forums. So without further ado, have a magical week, and I'm signing off from St. Louis, Missouri, and we'll be back next week with the little intro video. And again, I'm having the forum on adapted PE questions around that this week, so you'll have to see me twice on video next week, but that's just part of the raw deal. Thanks so much for everything you're doing. I'm totally inspired and in awe, and you're really motivating me to bring my A game, because that's what you're bringing. So thank you so much for that.